Hi, it's Jay from Iridescent Tarot, and I'm back with more sparkle for you. So today, my nail polish is Great Lakes Lacquer, Great Balls of Ice, and this is kind of a mauve-y, purpley tan color with iridescent purpley blue shimmer. And I think it's a nice transition into fall shade. It's like still light, but has a little bit of liveliness to it. And my perfume of the day is Nocturne Alchemy Ice Cream and Summer Rose, and I love this perfume. This has notes of ice cream, rose water, summer Bulgarian rose, saffron, agar wood, vanilla sugar, vanilla musk. This is beautiful. Like, this is the kind of perfume that brings tears to my eyes. It's like how gorgeous it is. It smells like delicious rose water ice cream. And it's just beautifully crafted. 9.5 out of 10 because I find it hard to give anything 10 out of 10, but if I did, this might be one of the top contenders for a 10 out of 10 perfume. I know you're used to me not really liking what I'm wearing, but that one is a knock it out of the ballpark. So for today, I wanted to have a little bit of a chat about the Mysteries of Mary tarot deck. This is a deck that was independently published by Hetty Grobler, and this is a deck that's going to be leaving my collection. And I kind of just wanted to talk about why. And it's not because I dislike this deck per se, but I feel like I sucked out all the juice of this deck. I spent a few months doing a deck study where I specifically went through each card in order and read through the guidebook and took notes. And so, as you can see here, my little Hobonichi, this is where I took my notes on what I thought was interesting, relevant, and it's not like I didn't put in the time and the effort with this deck. I think that Hettienne's dioramas that she made, like, I can't imagine the sheer amount of work that went into this deck. She had to have put so much time and effort into crafting the altars, and then not only crafting the altars, but then writing the guidebook and linking the image to the image that she created to the stories that are in the guidebook and to the tarot. And that's where I think that the deck falls just a little bit flat for me in the connection between the deck that you have in front of you and the structure of the tarot. So where I think that this deck really would have shined is if it were an oracle deck. I think that imposing the structure of the tarot onto this creation is like a little bit too boxed in for what Hettienne has created. And had this been an oracle deck with titles that really reflected the stories that she gets into in the guidebook, I think that this would have been a standout in my collection. But with it being kind of like forced into, this deck is a round peg that we're trying to like squeeze into the square box of tarot. And so where I think that's really reflected is when you look at some of the entries. Maybe it's me. Maybe I don't know enough about the lore, like the Mary lore, to be able to take what Hettienne is saying and link it back to the tarot. That's totally a possibility. But I wanted it to be a little bit more laid out for me, the connection between the story that is in the guidebook and the reason why it's being assigned to a certain card. And without that link being there, I just feel like I can't get there with this deck. I struggle because I really, really want to love this deck. Like, I appreciate everything that she has put into it. But ultimately, by doing the deck study and by taking the stories in, like, I feel like I got what I needed out of this deck, and I don't see myself pulling a card and using this in the way that I would want to use a tarot deck. And sometimes I'm okay with things going off script a little bit, but I don't know, I can't get there with this deck. Part of me wonders whether I would have more luck with the newest edition of the Mary Tarot. She just put out Mysteries of the Red Madonna. I know that the guidebook is like even thicker than this, so maybe there's more space in there to make those links and connections. I had the Mysteries of Black Madonna, and I felt like just quick look through of the guidebook that there wasn't like a significant change to that, you know, issue that I had with it. But with her decks being as expensive as they are, I'm super hesitant to like try to test my theory by ordering it and having it not resonate. So if anybody who has the deck wants to share their experience with the Red Madonna, to let me know whether there's more of a connection between the images, the stories, and the tarot, that would be wonderful. Or if it's just going to be another tarot deck that functions more as an oracle. But yeah, I can say that, as I've mentioned before, I try really hard to keep my collection on the smaller side, and I don't really have room to keep things that I think are beautiful that don't serve like a working purpose for me. And so while I can truly appreciate the artwork, imagery, the craftsmanship that went into these altars, and everything that Hetien has put into making this deck, like I do appreciate it. It's just not for me, and not every deck is going to be for me. And I'm okay with that. So those are my thoughts on the Mysteries of Mary Tarot deck, and I'd love to hear other people's experience with this deck, and I'm going to be saying goodbye to her.